A dream like to spin fire. The NFT analyzer. Diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer.
All right. Good morning, guys. Yo, China. Good to see you, bro. Murray, good morning. Katz, good morning. The virtual stuff is, dude, it's some easy wins over there. You know, like you get some guaranteed cooks over there. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. All right, one moment here, fellas. There we go. Awful Eye, good morning, man. Good to see you. Dude. We saw our bro Awful Eye grab a GBC yesterday. Did somebody get it for you, or did you buy it? Either way, welcome to the club. Yeah, the virtual stuff is looking really good. We'll talk a little about that today, a little bit. We'll save most of that for the afternoon Swarm Report show. Super cool, dude. Traded some art for it. Dude, awesome. I love that, dude. I love that about this space, like trading, right? It's one of those like other smaller reasons why I think NFTs are so special, like that they're tokenized and easy to trade and like valuable. Like I always pictured a day where I'm going to trade like my digital collectible for like a car or somebody to do some like, I don't know, plumbing work at my house. It sounds crazy, but like, 20 years off, I think we'll be doing that. I really do. Luke, good morning, man. Great to see you, sir. That's so cool. What piece did you give him, Awful Eye? That is cool. Yeah, that is really cool. I'll actually put yours up on the screen here, your GBC. Man, they're cooking again too. We'll get to that as well. Shit. I do want to keep today shorter, and I've said that the last 2 days and have had no luck, but also Thursdays isn't our short day. We don't have short days. Thursdays are an extra long day. We should have Jay Squiggle coming up second half here, which is always a freaking treat here. In the thick of their mint too, by the way. God, let me stay on track. It's a little scatterbrained this morning. Drop King, good morning. Smash a like on the show wherever you're watching, live on Abstract, live on X, live on YouTube, but come over to the YouTube side and subscribe over here. A nice back catalog of episodes and interviews, and those interviews going to keep coming, man. They are. So follow me on X at Hudah_idiot. Also Crypto Slam IO. That's over on X Gravity. Good morning, man. It's a treat when that dude is here. Slam AI _XYZ. And then finally, you know it. The Swarm, our flagship AI agent. You definitely want to be following there. Now, yesterday, had a really awesome afternoon show. We've had some guests on, right? I even forgot one yesterday when I was like rattling off a list of them. Kindred AI, Loki, Velvet Unicorn. I totally forgot. I hate that I forget this stuff sometimes, but OpenServe on too, and those guys are awesome. So the OpenServe guys on yesterday, just adding another to that list and a great one, because now we're making this big focus on covering the virtuals Genesis launches and getting those teams on the show. There's so many of these teams are anonymous, and it is a problem. We saw maybe our first rug over in virtuals yesterday. People need to see who the teams are. It does matter. It really does matter. So yesterday, super cool getting John Chen on. He's the CEO of Crypto Briefing, and the man behind the Gloria agent, which I totally forgot to sign up for their beta, but I definitely want to. It's curated news, right? Curated news, and I think it's going to get a lot more than that, right? The scope of the kind of news you can dial into is going to be pretty big. But I spend hours a day researching crypto and NFTs and AI, and something like that's going to cut my time into half. Probably even, I don't know, probably even less than that. What's this, Marty? What's our anthem? Christian, good morning. check it out. Go meet John, say what's up. But check out the episode chatting with John yesterday. Now on virtuals, again, this afternoon we'll get a nice catch up of what's dropping here. What are some hot tokens launching here? But I think everybody right now has, well, wow, Wim. Okay, Wim's almost 100% subscribed. They just opened a few hours back. This one, I kind of got right in the middle. I'm not sure. It's a prediction market. It's like an autonomous agent that picks out and creates prediction markets. But Bernie AI is what everyone has circled as the next hot runner this month or this week or whatever. Oh, dude, Marty. Yeah. It's a good song. It's a good song. I played it for the fam this morning. I did. I really, really did. But Bernie AI, hottest token coming this week, on top of Gloria. Bernie AI is going to be on the show tomorrow. So really, really looking forward to this. Now, this is important. Big heads up. The show tomorrow afternoon, our Swarm Report, is not going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern time. We got a time zone difference, 12-ish hours or so. Awful. I don't know if you want to know. Maybe you do. Show tomorrow is going to be at 11 a.m. Eastern time, which is perfect. I'll tell you why, because we have this show a little earlier tomorrow. We actually are going to be live when the token launches. So we'll get to cover that as soon as it opens up and see how quickly that gets subscribed to. And man, it's going to be probably within minutes to 100%. I think people are going to eat that one up here. There's nothing that forces you to get into these early, by the way. Like you get your 24 hours. There's nothing that forces you to get in like first minute, first hour, right? It doesn't affect anything, but people definitely got this one circled. We'll talk about it this afternoon. But again, we'll have the Bernie team on the show tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern time. And coming up after that, we got AIXVC. We got to lock in a date here, but they'll be on the show here. I'm guessing Monday, Tuesday. I hope right around when token launches, which is what? Hang on. 1, 2, 3. I think that launches Tuesday. It'd be cool to do that when they're live too. So we'll see if we can work that out. Anyway, again, subscribe, follow along, make sure you catch all these. But again, especially make sure you're plugged into these drops. They're cooking. Might as well just show this too. Like what kind of cook? Katz told us yesterday. Katz was sitting at a 10x. Katz, once you put points in, can you withdraw them? Dude, look at Gloria. Dude, look at that. 2.6 mil market cap here. That's fucking amazing. So you're looking at I think you're looking at something like a 20x. And I guess you can't go from the opening market cap because I think pre-sale gets in even lower than that. This just happens to be where the first trades happen. But I think the actual market cap you're buying in at is still like 300K. Wait, am I mathing right? Katz, you were at like 10x or so when this is like 1.5 mil. So we're looking at like a 15x or so right now, somewhere in that ballpark. Really cool. Dude, really, really cool. All right, so GG's to people who got in here. I'm telling you, man, right now virtuals is free money. If you get in the tokens that are have any kind of demand, they're free money. Now you sell your out points, for like a week or so, but it's literally free money. So your best bet is finding ones that are like a little under the radar, that are not super oversubscribed. And the hot ones, man, hot ones get to like 1,000% oversubscribed. 2,000%, I think, is our top oversubscribed token, right? I think that was Hollywood. No, that was BIOS, maybe. Hang on. Hollywood, 2,000% oversubscribed. I think you want to find things that are like maybe like this, 200%. I don't think this one ended up doing well, by the way, but if you can find something that's way under the radar, actually, it would be BIOS. Something like BIOS, 500% oversubscribed, which is a lot, but we're not talking 1,000. We're not talking 2,000. And BIOS, I will cover all this on the show. I'm kind of blowing my lead here, but BIOS is at 8 mil right now. So that's like the sweet spot. Find something that's going to be hot that's under the radar. And as of right now, I don't mind spoiling it, I guess. As of right now, Jarvis is the one I have under the radar because I see people putting it on their ranking list and they have it really low, like toss up or maybe avoid kind of stuff. And I think Jarvis is the one you got to be looking out for. Why though? That I'll save for the show. That I'll save, but Jarvis. So anyway, Bernie AI on tomorrow. Can't wait. 11 a.m. Eastern time. Cool shit. All right. FOMC yesterday. No rate cuts. as I think most people were expecting here. And I think price did. Market didn't care. Market didn't really care. Again, nobody is planning otherwise. Yeah, I think you're right, Cats. I think we'll see maybe even 4,000 or so. It'll be. It's a really. I mean, it's kind of the face. Axelrod is going to be like the face of the virtuals ACPs. Basically, think about the swarm that our agent is in. AI XBT is in that swarm, but he's not the face of the swarm. Axelrod is. AI XVC's agent is. He's going to be the face of that swarm. Boom! Look at that. We'll peak. Awesome shit. And good morning, E-Rock. But yeah, Axelrod has like 50 mil market cap potential, like very early. So yeah, Axelrod is going to be wicked oversubscribed. It's going to be cool. Anyway, no rate cuts yesterday. Classic FUD. Fear, uncertainty, doubt, about the economy here in the short term. I still think long term, everybody's cool. Everybody knows, has some confidence about where we're going. We hope, we think. But like classic FUD. Just here. But we got some bullish news, man. We did. We got some bullish news yesterday. That has this market totally cooking. Trump announcing there's something big coming this morning. Actually, are we going to get that live? Yeah, we'll actually get this live today. And I think we'll try to tune in. Depends on. God damn it. Virtual's teasing some kind of big announcement here too. So Trump's teasing a big announcement. Virtual's is teasing a big announcement too. It's too much going on, man. It's not a problem. It's not a bad thing. But anyway, we've got a trade deal worked out. And the market does like that, man. The market likes that a lot. So E-Rock pointing out what ETH is doing. Bitcoin also looking great too. Now that deal is going to be with the UK. Pretty cool. It's not as big as I was thinking. It sounded like it was going to be a much bigger deal. Maybe that's a big deal. Cats, submit your post yesterday to virtuals. Remember, they give points now for tweets about their stuff. So make sure you submit that to them. You'll earn points, and they do it like every 24 hours. So heads up about that. Yeah. So in less than an hour, we got a trade deal getting announced between the United States and the UK. Again, market loves it. And there's still other deals waiting to happen. Like, I don't want to assume all these are going to work out in our favor. There you go, buddy. So we'll see, dude. Today, I hope is, we talk about dominoes falling. I hope today is the start. We'll see. Negotiations with China also starting soon this Saturday. So again, a lot of good news yesterday. It didn't come from FOMC. It came from elsewhere, the trade wars. Right place, right time. But okay, we pull up the chart now. We got to do it. Let's do it, guys. What inning are we? Because we're going to look at prices here. What inning are we right now? Where are we at on this chart? Let me see it in the chat here. I see some really spicy takes out there thinking we're in optimism. I see optimism out there. I don't think anybody thinking we're here at complacency. Right? I don't see anybody talking like that. All I hear is I'm here. Depression. Get the fuck out of here, E-Rock. Hang on, wait. Where's depression? Oh, okay. Wait, hang on. That might be okay. That might be okay, E-Rock. If we're here and then this like loops around, maybe I could get with that. I don't think that's bad. I was picturing depression was somewhere like right here. Total fear and panic. Hang on. It's funny though. I'll tell you, man. The reason that it's a fucking interesting point though. I don't think this applies. I don't think any of this. I don't think we can count on any of this. None of it, dude. It's just okay. Katz and I chatted this morning. It's dead, dude. It's dead on X. There's nobody out here. There's nobody out on X. It is a fucking barren wasteland. And I check this often, Google search trends for Bitcoin. And we had a great talk here saying that, well, I don't think people search Bitcoin anymore. It's maybe something else. It's crypto. Maybe there's a different token people look up and it's the better thing we should be searching. I still think Bitcoin's it. I do. Right? Bitcoin got up to, 60% of where it was at our all-time high last cycle. But this is it. This is it right now. We're at a 19. Right? The all-time high last cycle, that's how they measure the top. That's 100. We're at a 19 right now. We're at a 19 right now, guys. And Bitcoin is over 99K. Dude, that's it. This is what's so crazy right now. So crazy. Timeline's dead. Nobody's talking about crypto, and we're at 100K. I'm just going to say we're at 100K. The potential we have, like you probably can't say it out loud and not sound crazy, right? It's not 150K Bitcoin potential, but that's part of it. It's like 200, and it's like many, many levels above that. It sounds crazy. But at 100K, and there's no euphoria, no talk, no normies are coming in right now. This is all, I'll say this, I don't think this is retail buying. This is all like maybe institutional buying. There's probably a way to measure that, but what we're being set up for here is pretty fucking wild. ETH, almost 2K. I'm excited to see that. 100K was nuts, dude. Yeah. Yep. How's Solana looking though? 154. What's Ripple? 221. Looking really, really spicy here just the past 24 hours. And this is just the start, feels like. We got a lot of potential for something really fun this summer. Right? They'll sell in May and walk away. I'm not so sure. ETFs yesterday. On Bitcoin to start here, 142 mil in inflows. Pretty solid day. I must have missed the prior day of outflow. No, maybe I talked about them. I half remember now. On the east side, nothing. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. 21 mil in outflows. Raoul Powell chiming in saying he thinks Bitcoin dominance topped. It could be. And according to this man, who I like a lot, that is a big time sign that the banana zone is going to start and alt season is going to start. And I know a lot of you guys hoping for that. Well, me too. I know it, dude. I know. Yeah, that if Stefan, it would hurt. I have a buddy who thinks though that we're heading to a bear market really soon and he's looking for Bitcoin at 50, 60K. I have trouble seeing that. Not to say we can't touch it. I think that's possible. And in a bear market, yeah, but I think right now, okay, this will also sound crazy, but I think right now is kind of bear market. Kind of. And what would be the wildest scenario or outcome here is if this is what bear market looks like right now. Dead, right? Talk about crypto dead. Altcoins kind of dead. And Bitcoin still at 100K. That the crazy scenario is that this is somewhere around the bottom. How do you say that when we're basically at, 10% away from all-time high? How do you say that, right? To call this a bear market, right? Like stupid. I get it. But a big part of me believes that if we ever pull back to 50, 60K, it's one of those things where we touch it and then boom, right back up. I have a hard time seeing us living in the 50K range again. Oh, wow. 26, 27. Oh, I'm sorry, 25 to 30 low. I wonder. I see how it could be possible. I have trouble seeing it play out because of, well, I'll get to that in a moment. But there's some reasons why. And it's people who have a lot more money that I think are keeping us propped up right now because they see where Bitcoin's going to be in 5 years and they're not missing it. They're accumulating as much as they can between now and then. But quick comment, Trump's stablecoin USD1, the 7th largest stablecoin in the world, now $2.2 billion market cap here. You get really competitive. Moonship, yep. Yep, it's the ETF money, and then it's these this thing we'll talk about here. But man, still waiting for the updates on the Genius Act, like how what that's going to look like this week, next week. It still is the thing. Look at crypto's trending. Love it. It still is the thing that could really wreck us for the summer. Like rate cuts have put us maybe kind of on pause for the summer, maybe. Genius Act is what, you know, sends us or crushes us for the summer. And right, it's become political again. I showed this yesterday. I actually do want to play it, so let me load that up. There you go. I like it. Crypto, yeah, Moonship, yep. All right, let me get this on the screen. Yeah, I'm a little more worried now than I have been in a while that these that crypto regulations or legislation is not going to come as easy as I was hoping. All right, let's play this.
Today, I'm introducing a piece of legislation that would ban any president of the United States, any member of Congress, from issuing a meme coin in order to get paid secretly by people who have business before the federal government. Trump's meme coin, it's the most unethical, the most corrupt thing a president of the United States has ever.
Get the fuck out of here with that. As soon as you start talking like that, you lose all fucking credibility with me. Is it like unethical and feel kind of bad? It kind of borders there. Also, like I still think meme coins are collectibles. And is it grifty? Fuck yeah. Should he probably not do it? I lean that way, but calling that like the most unethical thing, fuck out of here with that.
Done. It's essentially a way for any corporate CEO, any Saudi prince, any foreign oligarch who has business before the Trump administration to send Trump money privately, secretly, and then whisper to the Trump administration about how much money they've sent and the favor that they need. This piece of legislation is called the Meme Act. I'm introducing it with Representative Sam.
This fucker's a meme. This guy is going to turn into a meme. Look, and what he's saying, I don't disagree. Right? It's tricky. I don't disagree. I think I'm stuck on him calling it the most unethical thing that we've ever seen in, I don't know if he said all of politics, but you know, from a president. I'm sorry, man.
Ricardo from California. And this is a chance for Republicans and Democrats to come together and say that none of us, no member of the executive branch, no member of Congress should be able to profit off of their position. And certainly we should not allow for these secret ways for very powerful, very rich people to be able to send money to a member of Congress or the president of the United States. This is a common sense bill, and we should just get it done.
A secret way. Look, I don't think I want to get into how anonymous you are on the blockchain, but we all know that's not really true what he's saying. I get the spirit of that. I get what he's saying. I don't think there's a perfect answer here. Maybe the perfect answer is you shouldn't be allowed. Yeah, it's a weird line. To me, it's all or nothing. A politician should be able to do everything or nothing, right? Like no business while you're in office, period, or everything's fair game. It gets weird. We don't have rules that really fix this. And if we do, well, there's always ways around. It's a weird thing, man. And I'm with you over on Abstract. Meme coins here to stay. It's part of internet culture. I do it absolutely. And again, yeah, I look at them like collectibles. But are there like, God, it is something that needs to be addressed and tackled. I am just so stuck on him. Maybe I don't need to be, but stuck on him calling it the most unethical thing we've ever seen. You lose me there. If you can be like realistic, most of that was pretty fucking realistic. If you keep in that vein, I'll be with you. But yeah, dude loses me there. Yeah, it's gonna get fucking interesting here, boys. not gonna bring it up too much here. Well, just to mention, there's an article out yesterday, and I chatted with my one of my kids about it yesterday. College professors are starting to freak out about ChatGPT. Like everybody's cheating on all their work. We know that, and especially if you've kids, your kids are using ChatGPT on their homework, right? Mine do now. And I asked them, I'm like, are your classmates using ChatGPT for everything? They're like, everything. And there's this fear that all these kids are about to go to college and graduate college, and they're going to do so well on their tests, and they're going to come out of college not knowing anything. And dude, again, life is going to get really fucking different and weird in the next 5 years. And the only thing I feel like isn't going to get weird, well, in a way it is, but the only thing I feel like feels a little safe that we can ride out the weirdness is that right there. It's Bitcoin. That's it. Yesterday, dude, a monumental day. Another one. I'd be good with that, Stefan. If they go there, if they want to ban politicians from trading stocks, I'd be all for it. And no investing in crypto. But then if we start saying that, then we're saying that crypto is like an investment vehicle, and some of them are. And I really do believe meme coins are collectibles. So it's tricky. We're trying to apply old rules to new things, and it doesn't fit. No longer fits. It's why things are going to get weird. I'm just glad to be alive for it. I like it. Arizona, the dominoes fallen. New Hampshire earlier this week passes the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Bill. 5% of their state funds or income can now go towards Bitcoin. Arizona now, same thing. Now, Arizona last week had vetoed the bill. And I couldn't make sense of this right off the bat. And then it became pretty damn clear. There's multiple bills being presented here and voted on. There's multiple bills to establish these strategic reserves. So the first one vetoed because they knew there's a better bill coming along that was actually going to be the one. And here it is. And it is official. This is not waiting for any more votes. It passed the House. It passed their Senate. It is waiting for a signature, and it has been signed. So now Arizona, the second state to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And then we start talking about what we did earlier, Bitcoin at 100K when normies aren't buying it and nobody's talking about it. And yet here we are at this price. And now we got states that are about to come in and buy this up. 2 out of 50. And at some point, normies are going to wake up and see the potential here, and they will fucking classic FOMO right in. I love this. You can buy while governments are buying or after they've bought. The before option disappearing slowly and then all at once. And yep. Probably be good with politicians holding Bitcoin. Yeah, some way to give more visibility into it. Funny enough, I'm probably more okay with meme coins, though, than I am Bitcoin. I really have to think through this more. Okay, here's a question. You guys are way smarter than me. Can a president right now charge for an appearance to go speak somewhere? Right, in personal capacity? Can a president do that now? Right, because there was always these headlines of the Clintons going, and this was, I think, after they were, in office, but they charged what, $1 million for a 15-minute speech or whatever, right? Is that legal while you're president? Can you charge for an appearance? And that matters a lot, right? Because if that's legal, then I say meme coins fine. Meme coins tokenize and put a value to attention. And that's the exact same thing as what you're worth, at a speech, right? To me, that's the same thing. If a politician cannot charge to appear at anything, right, and give a speech, if they can't do that now, then okay, I think that's kind of precedent for no meme coins. I'm very curious, though. It's fun that we get to have the conversation. We'll fucking say that. There were 4 bills. Holy cow. There were 4 bills for the Arizona Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. Again, one officially passed, signed, done, happening. And who's next? We got North Carolina that's coming up soon, probably. Texas. Texas is on the board. Are you for real right now, Iraq? Oh, I love when guys are like catching up from 10 minutes ago too. Are you for real, Iraq? Um, that's dude, Iraq. I'm glad you're being honest. That's everybody here. Everybody, fucking everybody's got their corner that they know well, and then a whole bunch you don't. It's why we do this together, because somebody knows the things you don't, and we share. Virtuals is that like AI agent um launchpad, like fucking red hot. Tokens over $1 billion market cap again. Um, yeah. So the virtuals launchpad, it's on base. They also on Solana now too. But yeah, so they're basically agent launches. It's really their tokens that are launching. The agents are they're not independent. Well, I guess sometimes you can. You can have an independent agent and the token launching here. Anyway, that's virtuals. So Texas up next. Oregon signed SB 167 into law, clarifies the digital assets. Well, they're legally recognized crypto as collateral. There we go. There you go. Yeah, Iraq, exactly. They're the biggest one out there. And I'll tell you, man, they're the best out there. And I wouldn't have said that, even a month ago or two. But now getting that team and having talked to that team, it is an elite team. They are fucking excellent. So like whatever their market cap is now, like again, $1 billion, worth it, like deserve it. They're, you see great teams and they end up having a great product and they, can make it years and years and they, become like, they can represent a sector, great team can. That's them. They're like elite. I mean, I'm kind of there, mice. I am. Bitcoin is a meme coin. But the other factor here, the other thing that's playing into, the Bitcoin price now and why I still struggle to see, again, I believe we can touch 50K. I believe we can touch it. I have trouble seeing us living there for an extended period. I do. Again, states and honestly, governments around the world are going to start accumulating, probably already are, but now you got these companies coming in and trying to be the next strategy. And we'll be buying up a lot of Bitcoin. And man, is that scary too. I know they say they're never going to sell, and somebody like Michael Saylor tells you why it's not a scenario that'll happen. I have trouble trusting that, man. I do. And I see that black swan kind of event, right? Where these kind of companies, these Bitcoin treasuries get liquidated. That's scary as shit. So Vivek has a company or launching a company to do that. Here's David Bailey launching a $300 million Bitcoin investment company, right? This is going to become everybody's going to copy strategy. MetaPlanet in Japan, same thing. All over the world, you're going to see companies that are here just to buy Bitcoin because, guys, they think Bitcoin at 100K is cheap. They think it's cheap. They're buying at this level. If Bitcoin touches 50K, the amount of people buying this and parking it, taking it off the market, I have a lot of trouble seeing Bitcoin living at 50K. And supply shock is going to be a factor here. I've been reading some threads on it for sure. In fact, I think I got one to bring up today. I don't think we'll have time actually, but yes. And I want to wait till I have a much better grasp. It's not like it's super hard, but I want to be able to represent both sides well enough. But it's fucking, I love it, dude. That's the stuff I live for. Is people debating tech. It's fun. It is cool. Yeah, what's going to get interesting, Choina, is at that point, is there going to be a safer option than Bitcoin? And there are things that can wreck Bitcoin fundamentals. Actually, maybe even what Stefan is talking about is kind of part of that. Yep. Like, I'm still just waiting for the world to get tipped on its head in this everything on crypto rails, and Bitcoin is, at the center of everything on chain and off chain, right? It's all coming here. And if we believe in 5 years, 10 years, whatever, Bitcoin's a million plus and a couple million, there is a point we hit where 50K, it never happens again. Never. Is that here now? No, but I don't think that's terribly far off. And so again, I'll say, like, while I think we can touch it, I have a lot of trouble thinking we live there with this kind of thing happening. And look, I guess this ties into it. Does it's stable coins, but this is what's going to help fuel this growth on chain. Stripe announced stablecoin financial accounts. Wild. Stripe, one of the biggest payment processor basically in the world. Normies are coming to stablecoins. Like, it doesn't move the needle for our bags right now, but it does bring them on chain. It does get them some exposure. It does get them paying attention here. Send and receive funds with fiat and crypto rails. 101 countries can access this, use it. Not the US, which is awesome. I don't know why that gets me. I like it. That's a big fucking deal. Jesse Pollock from Base helping these guys out. I don't know how. Are the rails Base? Could be. That sounds like a big old unlock, though, like a big step forward. It does. And Stripe's going to have their own stablecoin, by the way. Sammy pointing out something that I think is really interesting too, kind of buried in that info, is AI baked throughout, which AI is going to be baked throughout everything. It's almost like something that it sounds cool right now. Soon enough, it's going to be so normal that it doesn't matter. It's like saying these guys made a website. You know what I mean? Like, there's a business that just launched and they have a website. It's like, well, duh, you fucking have to have a website. And, right. And soon it's going to be, and we're kind of getting there already. You have any kind of product and it's like, and it uses AI. And it's like, well, of course it uses AI. You need to. Everything uses AI in some capacity now. Like, we're getting there. But yeah, this stablecoin platform they're building out, AI-driven natural language tool for tasks. So refunds, product setup, whatever that is. But, it's not having to just click. It's typing what you want it to do, which is it's a big deal. It is. Optimized checkout. AI uses 100 plus signals to personalize checkout in real time. Interesting. I'm curious what that looks like. AI-based fraud detection. That's cool. That's actually pretty cool. Benchmarking. All kinds of, again, AI everywhere. Every tool is going to have, like, we're talking, everything's coming on crypto rails. Everything's coming on AI rails too, right? Or the AI rails are coming on blockchain. It's all the same thing. It's actually all part of the same conversation. They're tied together. Yes, sir. Moonship. Yep. Freeze your account, Moonship, and even worse, or just as bad, they can literally burn tokens in your wallet, right? Tether can, Circle can. Tokens in your wallet one day, all of a sudden, poof. So they can go deeper than freezing. Yeah. Yeah, nothing safer than Bitcoin. Mostly, right? Hunter Horsley, by the end of 2025, Bitcoin and crypto are going to be immersed in TradFi services and capital markets. Guys, it's going to get really, I just say weird because I don't know how else to describe it. We're about to go through a period like it's something we've never seen before. Dad, good morning, man. Great to see you, sir. It's going to get weird. Weird can be good. Weird is good. Visa invests in a London-based stablecoin payment platform, BVNK. Again, just stablecoin. This is the year of stablecoins. I wish you could invest in a stablecoin. You can via the company, I guess. But and then Robinhood. This is actually pretty interesting too. Again, everything coming on crypto rails. Robinhood's going to tokenize U.S. stocks and let European investors trade them. How fucking cool. How fucking cool. They're looking at Solana or Arbitrum. A lot of change coming, man. A lot of money just getting the opportunity to come on chain. That's what it is. And then Jupiter also, again, a lot of really cool announcements here in the past 24 hours. Jupiter, they reveal something called Universal Send. Send money to anyone, anywhere, even if they don't have a wallet. Any token, Solana, USDC, meme coins. I think it sends them like some kind of QR code. They scan it, you claim it. You can pull it back too, which is actually interesting as well. Let me play this little video here. Again, really cool day for some like pretty big product announcements. That's pretty cool. I think we'll see a lot of that. A lot of that kind of stuff. These cool little innovate. That's the wrong word. New products that normies will get. You send them money. That's it. They're all coming on chain, man. They're all coming here. Look, broader market also looking interesting here. Stock market. What is it? The Mag 7. Nvidia stock. Cooks, I'd actually like to check now, but Cooks. Trump is rolling back this this chip export restriction. We could not sell these like necessary components for AI. Couldn't sell them to China. And that's now a thing of the past. Trump is completely rolling that back, which Nvidia fucking loves, right? They've been very against that policy. It's funny. Nvidia's been against it. Amazon has been for it. I think I'm for it, man. I get the China versus US leader in AI. You're not going to stop them. They're finding ways around it, and they're just developing their own tech in the meantime. They are. They're going to leapfrog us in tech. Open it up. Let people compete, on the battlefield, even if the rules aren't fair. They're not. But look, that's a win for technology. It is. That's just going to make it easier for China to build. It is, and then it's on us here in the States to keep up, to legitimately beat them, not by these fucking silly rules. I like it. But that's great for the market. Hey, when Nvidia is up, the market loves that. So I like it. I like it. Good for AI. I'll say that. Peek at the NFT market here, guys. Actually, fuck it. I want to go peek at Bitcoin again real quick. I'd love to see us break 100 today. May not happen. 99.4. Again, I'm looking for 104.5 this month. That's the bet. I'm not super confident it's coming, but I think so. Dude, it's 45.5, 5,000 away. Let's see. Yesterday in NFTs, 12.4 million in sales, sellers down, buyers down, transactions also down. Trade profits $1 million in the negative. We refresh that too. Very curious. Good Vibes had a little period of cook yesterday. By the way, some big sales yesterday, just random in the art world. Top collections, Courtyard, D-Market, Doodles, TGEs tomorrow, guys. Really interested tomorrow. We'll see a ton of volume in Doodles. People dumping their Doodles. They get their token, right? Dump the Doodle. I'm expecting GVC to have a big day tomorrow. The vibes are really fucking real, dude. And I think GVC head to an ETH plus tomorrow. I'm going to make that bet. I'm going to make that call right now. Tomorrow, GVC is going to be over an ETH. You're going to get people claiming their dude token, selling their doodle, rolling into a GVC. That's tomorrow. Book market. That's going to happen. Guardian Heroes, skipping the BRC 20s. Guardian Avatars, Pudgies, Milady, Dozuki, Lil Pudgies. Push CryptoPunks into the top 10. Where are GVC? All the way down at 28, like 90K in volume. So not crazy, but yeah, did pump. Got to like a 0.75 floor again. Some nice punks on the move. Actually, just a couple. I thought I saw some more on the timeline. Maybe not. 44 ETH here, $79,000. Something known origin selling. Yeah, actually kind of a midday in NFTs. Oh, you know what? I didn't switch the tab for you guys. Here we go. But big X copy sale yesterday. Big one. Love it. Last selfie. Jay Squiggle's going to have something to say about this for sure. Right? This is one of those ones he would, I know he wants one, maybe trying to get one. But what is it? An edition of 10? And it sells for $1 million plus? I think it's an edition of 10. Let me see if I can find here. Anybody know off the top of the head? I'm pretty sure it's an of 10. Welp. Either way, pretty sure $1 million, well, 1.15 mil. Yeah. He that man has done pretty damn well. Good for him. Incredible. It's an awesome piece. Again, I know Jay Squiggle, this is like grail of a grail. I saw Punk 6529 say the same thing. Like, it is a grail, even if it's an edition, it's worth that. It's one of the most sought after pieces here in on the blockchain. Pretty fucking great. Look at that. Really fucking cool. Now I think we peaked at this yesterday, but a nice Bitcoin Punk moved an alien 0.69 Bitcoin. I mean, pretty wild to see. Pretty fucking wild. What is that? We're like 55, 60K? Like 60K? Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, actually, like basically 69K, just about. Pretty awesome. I've had thoughts about this collection for a while. And right, I used to have one. It was one of my earlier ordinals too. I'm not giga bullish on this collection. And I also like it. It's one of those ones I think will always hold value. It'll be as good as the community is. If the community just ends up being shit, which it's not now, if the community's shit, the collection will be shit. If the community's great, the collection will be too. Early inscriptions, some of them are really low numbers. Some of them are sub 1,000, I think, even. Most of them are in the 20, like, 10, 20,000 range. But no, they're cool. I like them a lot. It's always great seeing a big sale. Always. And hang on, I don't know if I saved a bookmark for this, but there was an 8 punk that sold yesterday, right? And we don't know how much. I'm going to see if I can find that. At least just, the sale. But yeah, I don't think we have any idea how much. It's over a mil, though. Here we go. There we go. Dude, fucking legit grail. Alien punks are the rarest, I believe. God, I hate that I don't know this stuff off the top of my head anymore, right? Whoops. Hang on. I hate that I don't know off the top anymore. I think aliens are the rarest, I'm pretty sure. And then I think it's apes. And then zombies. And then hoodies, which aren't like super rare. They're just like super desired. But ape punks are pretty fucking rare. So yeah, Cyrus thinking almost 2 mil for this guy. I hope we find out. We may never find out, but grail. Oh, this guy, here's our buyer. Ryan Zurer. Dude, what a grail. Crazy the amount of money some people have, man. Aliens, apes, zombies. Okay, cool. Yep. Zombies are rad too. I like them. They're just a little less rare, but they're great. They're so cool. They're so cool. Dude, again, it's why these collections, why there's so much potential. There's a lot of people with a lot of money that's like disposable for them. That's why I'm so bullish on ordinals, Just just the truth. Doodles, yeah, I think tomorrow we're gonna see doodles around 2 ETH. And I really do think, what do you guys think? Benny, good morning. What do you guys think? Do you think we see GBC 1 plus tomorrow? I would almost it's a bet I would make. I think I would put some money down on that. I see it. It's not hard to get this collection to 1. And I do think a lot of that Doodles money's coming over. Okay, part of me actually sees that they could go a bit higher than that, like 1.5. I could see GVC 2xing tomorrow. I'm not going to bet on that, but I'll bet at 1. One seems like a yeah. I would bet on 1. How are we looking on Solana? Nobody talks about Solana NFTs at all. There you go. I love it. Yep. Over 1, yep. You boys aren't selling at 1, right? I chatted with Henry yesterday too. We had a good chat and just like I fucking gushed all over GVC again. I think Henry's starting to get it too, man. I'm glad you got yours. Yeah, I wouldn't be man. I would not be selling at one. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. So I'm talking to him about it. I'm like, dude, again, if we get an NFT season, if we get a good NFT season, I'm like, I'm telling you, man, I think these, it's 2 to 3 for sure. But I'm like, they definitely, if we get really cooking, I maybe 5 ETH. And then the rares are selling for 8 ETH, 9 ETH, 10 ETH, right? Like, I mean, that's the kind of potential these guys all have. I see it very clearly. And that like, look, luck comes into play. Do we get a hot NFT cycle or season? That needs to happen. But regardless, they're going to be one of those top dogs. It's, when you have something that launches in a market like this is where you're finding out like how we've recalibrated. What does top dog right now mean? Right? Does it mean 1 ETH or does it mean like it used to mean, which is multiple, like 3, 4, 5 ETH? Like, right? I don't know. It's like the next generation of meme coins. We're going to feel that out. NFT or meme coin season heats up. Like it will, everybody's saying we're never going to see those kind of highs again. I disagree with that. I think we will. I do think we will. And I agree too. Sorry, wrong comment, but could be the Bored Ape of this cycle. Yeah. And then people saw how Bored Apes played out. And it's where like that's the recalibration. I agree. I think they're that. Like I put them on par with Azuki. I put them on par with Azuki, Doodles, Claynosaurs. And I don't want to put them on Bored Ape and Pudgy because I just don't think they'll hit 10 plus ETH. If they did, also would be fucking amazing, and it wouldn't shock me. I do think they're going to be that good, but like that kind of price, do we see that? I wouldn't. I just don't want to. I doubt it, but could happen. They're that good. Yeah, I just think they got a bright fucking future ahead of them, and I can't wait. Are you're okay with this being gone at 1.25? I would. I mean, it's money. It's money. And I think you're going to get that. I mean, I think you're going to get that probably really soon. But yeah. I mean, I will obviously be selling at some point, but I do want to keep one. I really like these guys. We don't know exactly what they're doing, but announcements are coming really soon. We know that. Like, you pull up Ronnie's account. Let's get Ronnie. They're teasing, whatever it is that's coming, they're teasing pretty heavy here. Hang on, where did my? There we go. Yeah, but I do think they have an animation coming. I do. And I think like another one of the bets, I think they're going to be launching in the Doodles ecosystem. That's one of my yeah. Whisper. So they're ramping up their teasing at the same time Doodles are getting ready to launch that DreamNet. I think that they're going to launch their IP in DreamNet. And I think that means they got a token coming, which I don't love, but also I'm open to the Doodles thing maybe working, maybe being cool. And maybe that doesn't happen at all. But they did say they've got a partnership announced coming soon with a big Web3 IP. So I'm just trying to connect some dots. Doodles makes sense. Them ramping up the talk right now makes sense. I think GVC in DreamNet. Yeah, and these guys are awesome, by the way. Like they're like world class. Yeah, so they've already said we don't own the IP, so we know that for sure. Like there's going to be some kind of, they're working through something, but they've been very clear we don't own the IP. And I have trouble seeing IP plays being a 10 ETH play now. Like look at Claynosaurs and look at Azuki and right, like it just doesn't mean what it used to. The only thing that pushes up that high is like mostly like how much money can I make from holding the thing, like airdrops and all that. 10 ETH is just going to be really hard for anybody to do now. I still think we get another NFT super cycle, and I do think we'll see like I still think Pudgies are going to go to 100 ETH. I still think we're going to see that kind of time again. I don't think it's now. I just don't see that yet. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm like way wrong. All right, let me get Jay Squiggle our invite here. Yeah, so watch out for an announcement from those guys. Like, it could come tomorrow, right? If the Dude tokens tomorrow and more DreamNet news tomorrow, if they're part of it, I think then we might get their news tomorrow too. So could be. By the way, too, Adidas is dropping some NFTs. I missed this. I saw it on a Tyler tweet. This morning. Adidas dropping in-game apparel for Anxiety, whatever. Yeah. Game on Sui. Adidas has been active. I mean, right? They launched, they did some merch with the Kongs. They never really disappeared. I respect the shit out of these guys not disappearing in the bear market. Like ton of respect for those guys. Yeah, no, they've stuck around, which is cool. They've been really fucking cool. So they deserve support, whatever that looks like. 2600 edition collection, mystery boxes, Adidas themed skins for this game. Drop in 8 days. Well, next Friday. Pretty cool. Pretty fucking cool. Yes, yeah, Cats, that's definitely true. Yeah, there's so much of that stuff now. It really doesn't move the needle. If it's in your game, you know what it does? It creates some demand in the thing you're in. Like if GVC launched some Adidas hoodies, better believe people will pay a premium for it if you're already in, right? So it introduces like more demand or more collectability in your collection. Is it going to pull people from the outside in? A couple, like a little bit, but it's not like this thing you hear Adidas is coming to NFTs. Holy shit. When it used to do that, like that used to really, really fucking move the needle. Different times now. But yeah, in communities, that stuff really does work. Really does. Like I saw it in Kongs and some of that merch, and like the Kongs bros, like they just had to have it. And I mean, again, same thing in GVC. I can totally picture it. There's some branded stuff, and the way guys are collecting there, you get a pin, right? The pins they do, guys be FOMOing all over that. God, the vibes in GVC are so good. All right, let me get a couple other headlines before Jay Squiggle here. That ETH upgrade introduces a big vulnerability you got to be careful of. Okay, if you're going to make your wallet a smart wallet, I don't think it just happens automatically, right? Right? That was part of that Pectra or whatever upgrade yesterday or day before. Wallets now can have smart contracts like well, they can be a smart contract now. And it just allows you to do more with your wallet. Like you've seen, there's contract wizards out there. I don't think we even know fully what people are going to do with it yet, but it does open the door for you to sign a transaction and then your whole wallet gone in one transaction. All of it, everything at once. And that can happen here and there if you sign an approve all and then somebody's going to go and take stuff out one at a time. Now it's going to be one click and then everything transferred out. So it's going to get a lot more dangerous out there, guys. I would be very careful. I might say this is how I'm looking at it. Maybe this new upgrade is an opportunity to start a new wallet. And everything from the past is now vaulted. All my wallets now are vaults. Everything going forward is on a new smart wallet that I treat much more carefully, like a true hot wallet, right? It's a good opportunity right now to reset a bit. And we're gonna see, it's gonna be really fucking sad, guys, but we're gonna see some guys get wrecked hard. Reset to zero. It's definitely gonna happen. Hopefully not us. So be careful. I think look at it as an opportunity to start fresh. And then finally, Rec Drinks launched their new abstract apple drink yesterday. Sold out in there it is, 40 minutes. 250,000 cans. 250,000 cans sold out in 40 minutes. Big time. These guys are awesome. Awesome. Fucking, there's just some projects out there that I say are like the best of Web3, like represent like some of the real potential. And these guys go from this tiny little crew to, you can just picture the day where you see those on the shelves, in your local supermarket. It's coming. Legit. All right, Jay Squiggle here. Let me bring the man up to the stage. Okay, hang on. Uno momento. Jay Squiggle, what's up, man?
Yo, yo, yo. How are you
How you
doing this
doing?
morning?
Oh, dude, I'm great. Market's looking awesome. So like just starting the day in a good mood. Not that my fucking mood has to do with the market, but you know, it just kind of does sometimes.
It
So pretty
definitely
good.
helps. It definitely helps when your bags are up.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
can
Yep.
attest to that.
How are you, man? How's it going? Oh, and
It's
I can't wait to hear about your updates.
yeah, no, I'm doing good. We had what I would consider a fairly successful launch with Echoes. Amazing community support, so definitely riding a high on that one.
I've been seeing outputs on the timeline. I'm trying to find um Justin. I'm gonna fuck up his last name. Aversano.
It's Aversano, amazing photographer, had a wonderful man, one of my favorites in the collection. I have so many favorites. It's gonna you're gonna hear me probably say it a ton,
Yep.
but like I probably
But it's
have like
beautiful.
there's yeah, no, there's a but you know this is the beauty of I'm first and foremost I'm a fan of like true long form generative art with random outputs. To be clear, this was not that because it had to have a call to API and some AI input, which putting an AI algo on the blockchain right now is just like ungodly costly. So it was pre-curated, um, and having spent as much time as we did with the outputs and the selection process, it got to be a really, really cool extension of kind of the experience where, you know, some of these feel very much like, you know, kind of like my baby because we've, you know, Corey and I would go back and forth and we would debate why something should make it, why something shouldn't make it, et cetera, et cetera. And Justin's piece in particular is one that I fought for pretty hard. So I'm glad to see it resonating with a lot of people.
Dude, I swear I saw you retweet it from your account, right? Or was it at the 8nap account?
I definitely did. Both accounts did it because Justin's an awesome supporter of the space, and he's been an incredible personality.
All right, I'm gonna keep looking for it. I'm gonna try to talk at the same time. I'm not great at that, but I do want to see it because it was a beautiful output. Let me see. How are the physical prints with that going? Are those all claimed? And remind me of what that process was.
So they are not all claimed. We're going to limit it to 20 pieces total, and so they're about halfway through it. And for a small fee, you if you find an output you love, then we can print it.
Dude, super cool. God damn it. I want to find this. Here it is. I think I got it here. It's so cool seeing the outputs on the timeline here. Yes, dude, he got a oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
that one.
Justin's output. It's so
Yeah,
beautiful.
so good. And then there's a really great collector called Art is Memory that posted therefore, and they just have an absolutely banger of a set. So yeah, I'm very pleased with how it's connected. There's been, I'm all about gratitude, not the flowery type, but like the authentic type. And it's there's a couple communities that have like really leaned into this collection and like really brought, in my opinion, the fun back to uh, you know minting and the surprise minting. I don't know. It's just been fun to watch. For again, I'm very biased, obviously, because very close to the collection, but it's been very fun to see that. And I should mention, I'm not doing a good job. There are some still available, so if that resonates with anybody and you are interested in, taking a run at the mint gods and seeing what comes of it, they are available on 8nap.art under the collections tab. So there it's still minting, which has been awesome to just watch the slow roll of the minter come across. It's so fun, honestly.
I'm gonna pull that up here. Okay, then I got a question. Will future 8nap mints well, okay, so I'm trying to remember back to the previous collections that have dropped on your platform. Are they always completely revealed ahead of time?
No, this was no. The short answer is no. The some of them have when it's the AI contracts. So I have a bunch of different contracts that I deploy. But when it's a true long form generative like the Isometro, which was the Rich Pool and Rick Crane, that was not. but the Delta sauce, the red rum, and these ones were pre-curated.
That makes sense. That makes a ton of sense. Yeah. Dude, it's one of those things that adds even a little extra spice to the mint too. Like it's always exciting seeing what you get. And it's a little extra spice when you don't even know totally what's possible. And so everybody's kind of edge of their seat watching somebody else mint too, because you don't know what kind of output you can get. So I like both styles, honestly. In fact, for something like this, the way you guys curate it makes a ton of sense. A ton. And I think you did a fucking masterful job curating this set, you guys together. Do other people weigh in? Like, do you have like any kind of like counsel that helps you do this, or is it you and the artist entirely?
I would say it's 90% the artist and I. And what's really cool is at least with Corey, and this was true for Delta and Red Rum also, is they approach it from like an artistic perspective, and I approach it largely from I try to put my collector's hat on, and so we're, in advance trying to so really in the conceptual phases we'll like ideate around things that fit within the brand of like the collection that's trying to be released, and items that I feel could be collectible. Like you'll see in Echoes, there's a few pieces that are monochrome, and that just stems from my love for like monochrome outputs, specifically like the meridians. Like the monochrome meridians are just like perfection to me. The charcoal palette in particular is super rare, but there's just something about it. It hits like perfectly, just like absolutely perfectly. And then that inspires certain things. Like it's been fun to ideate. Like so, there's like a sepia palette that he titled Photo. Like photo sepia is like a type of way to print, for lack of better terms, in old school printing of photography. And it's got like these like brownish warm tones. And so like he came up with that one, and it's just like it's been fun to like bounce ideas off of each other and see what comes of it, and just see what ends up on the cutting floor and like what ends up making the final cut. So, and then once we get it to like the 80-90%, I have a couple people, like a unofficial board, that I will float things to. Like these are pretty high powered individuals within the space, just to kind of make sure like directionally we're going in the right space. So a little bit of behind the scenes there for the curation.
Yeah, I like that. It's super interesting to me. Do you have a Discord, by the way? I don't think I've ever asked, but where do you and like your, well, I'm assuming you have some kind of 8-nap pass holder like spot to hang. Maybe not, but yeah, where do people hang and like learn about art with you?
There isn't. So I made a conscious effort. I wanted to build out in public. I was gonna have a Discord, and I was gonna have like a gated for the pass holders, and then like a general community one. But the conscious effort was to really build in public and have like a public discourse around what's going on. And that's the large reason for the 8nap Twitter handle, is or X handle, is that's where all the official announcements will go. To me, I honestly felt like there was a space where like the amount of Discords and Telegram chats and WhatsApps, and it got to be a little overwhelming to me. And I mean, honestly, no shade on anybody. I just didn't feel like adding another Discord to check in on brought that much value.
Yeah, no, we all hit that fatigue too, right? And like, it's funny. I don't. Okay, I check in a few Discords a day, but for the most part, the space is not the same, right? It's not. I think people pop in and say hello, and then kind of spend their day. I think we're all on X at this point. I think that's where like all the main conversations happening. Like we've always been there, but yeah, just less and less on Discord. But dude, part of me still always hopes it cycles back because I liked it, right? Like I miss that energy. It's hard to capture that energy other than somewhere like Discord, but it's not there now. It's not.
Yeah, and if it comes back and the meta shows that like it's valuable to have that, I definitely will. And to be quite honest, one of the things that I really loved about some of the Discords in the early Art Blocks Discord was like the communications with the artists in particular. So I want to get a bigger roster of artists, and then the goal is to eventually have something like the Discord where you can go through that sort of thing. But you know, I want it to be meaningful engagement, but I also don't want it to be like overwhelming to an artist where they feel obligated to respond to certain things. And you know, I want it to be a pleasant experience for everybody. I mean, we've talked about it here before. Like, I've done private dinners with artists and collectors. I've done like community events at Marfa. Like, my goal is to connect collectors with the art and the artists with the collectors. Like, I strive to create a meaningful community. So it's in there. I just, when I go into certain discords and I see, you know, for the last 3 days, there's only been like 12 GMs and like 4 of them are from the same people. I don't want to, you know, spend the effort there if it's not necessary, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yep. No, it makes perfect sense. Is it do you think like essential that artists like build a community, that they have that interaction with collectors?
Is it essential? No. Does it, is it a big unlock and a differentiator? In my opinion, yeah. Like, who doesn't like to have a connection to something, right? Like, whether it's a sports idol or you know, an artist, or even just like a community member, right? Like, you look up to, at least for me, I've always looked up to certain people. I mean, I'll never forget, like, I've followed Tim Ferriss for a long time, and then in Marfa, because he was close to Kevin Rose, was in Marfa, and I was literally standing next to him in line to get coffee, and we just had like a really pleasant chat. And I was like, oh wow, like this guy is in real life like he is on the podcast, and it was like, it was very meaningful to me. I think connecting with people, and he was like very sincere, right? The connection, and we're seeing it with like artists like Modest and a few others. It really helps them differentiate themselves, and I think you see this revitalization starting to happen around artists. And even like X Copy notoriously doesn't, you know, it's not like he's in Discord every day, right? But he does communicate with like some people who then have like helped cultivate the community. You know, Tyler Hobbs is close to certain, you know, people. He can't, I think that like it's connection, but it's also like scalability, right? And I think for artists it's important to be able to connect with collectors, to set your vision, and just kind of like anything else, like plant that seed and like let's see where it grows.
Dude, you know what's interesting too though? Like artists have like an aura. They just do. I mean, at least for me they do, and some of them like big time. And I don't know, in for some of them it's probably even better for them to like maintain that like some mystery and be a little elusive. Like for some of them I think it just fits their artwork too. So um there's probably a bit of that's like a case by case basis. Like for me with X Copy, that adds to his story that dude, never have I heard him talk on a Spaces or on an I don't think I've ever heard him on an interview, but that like adds to the X Copy charm, right?
100%, right? And only a few people have access to him. You know, I'm aware of people who have met with him, so like it's there, but it's just not not you and I. And then I think that's fine, right? Like, I think it's the part of the brilliance of the space is like the you get to scale into it the way you want to and have a level of engagement the way you want to. Meaning, it could be like we talked about Justin Aversano, right? Like, Justin's very active. He's doing like in amazing spaces. I think at like noon Eastern every single day. I'm trying to coordinate with him to hop on a show, and I looked at his lineup, and I'm like, bro, you know, you're bringing in bangers, and he's got these spaces with only like 15, 20 people on it.
Huh.
It's like the craziest thing to me, right? He's got amazing artists, amazing builders, but he's out there like connecting in a meaningful fashion. So, you know, there's people like that. Then there's like semi anon people, like Patrick Amadon is semi anon, but I don't know. Like, Delta Sauce was anon for some period of time, but now he's, you know, made his name and like face public.
We kind of did that with you, didn't he? I think.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It was like one of his first major public appearances was with
Yeah.
us, because that was
So
one of my
cool.
things. I was like, dude, you know, like, and I told him, I was like, it's your choice, but like, we're gonna go to LA, we're gonna have like a dinner, we're gonna have this like big old event with 90cc collab. Like, you don't have to show up, but if you do, I think it would be meaningful. And as a result of that, like, he had some like really great collectors like come into his ecosystem. So, you know, but again, I'm trying to help advise and, you know, not force anybody into anything, but really just allow for like this natural and authentic cadence to start to exist with everybody. So rambling a little bit, but yeah, I'm super excited for what we're doing and advising, you know, approaching this as a collector and lover of the space first.
Yeah. No, you're like the perfect guy to be doing that too. You've got the eye for art, and then you've got business sense in a way that most people that are here in the space now don't have. So it's like you were built for this, which is perfect.
Well, I think that like one of the goals I have is like bringing like a authentic and genuine approach to the space and not relying like solely on hype, but like on a like slow and steady building, right? Like I'm in it for the long term, and you know, creating this like sustainable platform, the sustainable base for people to get enthusiastic, and then just bringing dope art consistently. Like I don't know about you, but like that's a winning formula, right? Like quality product and good service. Like last time I checked, that resonates with a lot of people, right?
Dude, it really, really does. All right, I'm gonna hit some breaking news here. I don't think I've seen the Trump announcement yet, by the way. If any of you guys have seen I think it's just that UK deal, but if any of you have details on that, drop it in the chat. But there's a couple stories that have just popped out. Breaking news, fam. Ripple with a $1.25 billion acquisition of Hidden Road. Interesting. I'm not going to stay on any of these too long. They just are spicy enough for us to hit here. This one is actually kind of spicy. Missouri set to become the first U.S. state to exempt capital gains taxes on stock, crypto, and real estate. That's spicy. That's pretty.
I'm moving to Missouri, baby.
Right?
Let's go.
Dude, I hope it's like the state level strategic Bitcoin reserves and those dominoes starting to fall. I hope this is the same. Is that official? Let me see. Set to become. So I think it's not signed into law yet, maybe, but come on. How do you beat that? Jeez.
How many people from Puerto Rico to Missouri? We'll see.
Yeah, actually, I got a buddy. I need
But
to.
it doesn't negate there's still federal stuff in place, so
Right,
it
fair.
helps, but it's not like Puerto Rico's still the place to be.
It's yep, fair. And then Coinbase is acquiring Deribit for $2.9 billion. Dude, between yesterday and today, there's so many big announcements. We had like the Stripe stablecoin payment system. We had this big Jupiter payment system get announced in the past 24 hours. There was, God, I feel like there was one other we hit. And then these things, like something's in the air right now, or I don't know if some announcements like this, like I don't think they're coordinated, but I don't know why there's been such a rush of like big announcements.
Well, I think I think it can be perceived as a rush. I also think it's that like there's a ton of builders doing amazing stuff, and for the last, in my opinion, 4 or 5 years, they've been putting in the work. I mean, whether you like the guy or not, Brian Armstrong's been doing a great job getting in front of legislation and really driving home like awareness and bringing together like a good group of like, call it political influencers to advocate for it. That allows for the space for people to breathe. I mean, I've been around long enough that I actually invested in this, but like Library Coin or whatever it was, like the file storage one, that got slapped with like the same thing that Ripple did from the SEC. You know, like they didn't have the funds like Ripple did, and they just went by the wayside. And like that's like, it's disheartening, right? And to create the space for people and organizations to start to grow and build without the fear of like being, you know, squashed legally, right or wrong. I think it's indicative of like really amazing things to come.
Peeking at crypto real quick too. 99K Bitcoin still 99.2 ETH 1972. I'm just hoping anytime now we break 100 and for a little excitement here. Dude, some big art sales this week too. X copy, last selfie. We were talking about you actually earlier today. What are you thinking?
It's my grail piece, so it's a little bit. So I gotta drop the kids off at kindergarten, so I apologize for some background noise. It's my grail piece. It was for full disclosure, I don't have $1.2 million just sitting around liquid, but it's each one that sells, and it's probably been like 3 or 4 this year. I shudder solely because that becomes less and less of a likelihood to um, to actually add to my collection because they're getting added to people who have deep pockets and long time horizons. So it hurt me just on a personal level, but overall it's amazing for the space and I'm happy to see it.
Yeah, I love seeing him, and like just X copy season continues, and it still feels like it's ramping up. Any other? Are you catching wind of any other big deals in the work X copy wise? Like, are they happening?
They're happening, but I think the problem is like you're going to see them slow down for a little bit, and then you're going to see just monumental sales. Is my philosophy because I mean, like, well, hold on one sec. Can you give me 2 minutes?
Yeah, of course, of course. And when he comes back, I'll hit him with this too. ACK has been cooking, and there were people that were really predicting this, and like if you follow the right people, you hear the right people that are talking about certain artists and what their like trajectory is going to be. And ACK was like one of those artists, like Cabal guys. And, like there's a good Cabal, by the way. Like I think guys like Tyler did it. Good Cabal, like very plugged in, very well connected, really great motivations. And you know what I mean? Like good dude. But when I hear like Tyler and probably Stats and like that crew talking ACK, I'm like, okay, I get where ACK and his artwork's going. And so then you see sales like that, like a 50 ETH sale of what is the piece? I dreamt of you again last night. Like, not surprised. And then I start thinking about like the potential in his like Worthy collection. And what's the Skull collection that he's got? I know Jay Squiggle will know. I know he loves that collection. Actually, I think he's got a bunch of them. But yeah, ACK is heading to like that next level. You know what it is? It's like artists like ACK and Grant Yoon and trying to think others that are right at that level. Maybe Claire Silver's around there, but there's like it's a very, very like high. If we were doing one of those ranking charts, like the S tier is like X Copy and probably Sam Spratt and Beeple and Rafiq, and then right below that, then at like probably A tier is now ACK, Grant Yoon, like those artists. Oh, and even going back to like some of the classic art blocks artists too, right? Dimitri Cherniak and Tyler Hobson and like these guys. I think they're all they would be that A tier as well. So it's like ACK
I'm
entering
back, by
that
the way.
conversation. Welcome back, man.
Thank you.
We were just appreciating that ACK sale that was this morning. Yeah, this morning.
Dude, the ACK pieces are something that's really fascinating for me because the ACK work, he's an amazing glitch artist. I don't think that he should be compared to Xcopy. I won't say who, but like there was an article about it and said like, oh, it's like the budget friendly Xcopy, and I thought that was a really inaccurate comparison. It was like a pretty big outlet that said it, and it kind of made me mad because ACK is brilliant in his own right. I think it's kind of funny to see this, but like, what do you call it, Cabal or whatever? I sensed the Cabal circling.
Dude, were you just
ACK.
listening? When you stepped away, were you listening?
No.
I swear to God, that's exactly what we talked about while you were gone. Keep going because I'm going to make some comments, but exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah, dude. So, to be quite honest, like I'd always been looking at the, ACK has this great set called the Great Color Study, which, is a really attractive entry price into like ACK exposure. So I actually went back and checked the blockchain about a year ago. I put a full set together.
That's not the skulls, is it?
Yeah, it's this one.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is really cool. There's like 10. So the Great Color Study has 10 pieces, 10 different colors. But there's also like I forget the actual title of the piece, but it's a light blue one that's in an edition of 55. That's kind of adjacent to like the collection, and that's the one that's kind of evaded me. And and it jumped from like a historic sell of like 1.5 to, there's only like one listed, and it's like 7.5 ETH.
Oh wow!
But point being, I think this is a really great way to get ACK exposure. In the Great Color Study, I made a couple posts about this, but it's inspired me on so many different levels for so many different reasons. And I'm gonna say something that's probably The one that's up right there is the brick, right? That's the brick color. And you're probably asking yourself, why the heck is this one selling for more than the other ones? And it's solely because if you want to put a set together, it's what I call the Achilles heel. It is the one that has the least amount of supply. And I'm really fascinated with this long-term, again, I'm giving away some of my alpha because I'm going to start putting out a couple series of editions that embody this. And they've been solely inspired by my collecting of ACK's The Great Color Study. And it stems from the fact that there is, if you can buy a piece, you can enjoy it. Like I got hooked, right? I bought a red one because my oldest son loves the color red. And then I bought a yellow one because my youngest son loves the color yellow. And then I was like, well, my wife's favorite color is blue. So I bought a blue. And I was like, oh, my favorite color. And I started, all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm halfway there. I might as well collect the whole set, right? Then I bought an extra red, an extra yellow. And it's just really, really fascinating to me how you can collect around a series based on your favorite color or your favorite piece, right? Or you can do a set collecting. And you see set collecting is about as old as time, right? Like you saw it in baseball cards or basketball cards, right? You can collect the base set or Pokemon, or you can collect the inserts. You can collect around a character. There's all kinds of amazing amazing ways to collect, and I find that very fascinating. And then I'm really fascinated with like this sense of price discovery when it comes around the Achilles heel. So a little bit of a preview, a little bit of alpha, but that's kind of what some of this stuff is going to be for 8NAP. With actually, I'll say it out loud. With Patrick's release coming on May 27th, we're gonna play around with that dynamic a little bit because it's intriguing to me. Like how markets react to what I call the Achilles heel of collecting.
Huh. Okay. Well then, all right. So then we're looking at something like ACK's Great Color Study. Then I'm just assuming, right? Then multiple editions, but different sizes of each edition. You don't have to say it, but it feels like
yeah, something like that. I mean, for Patrick's, cool. We've already determined like there's 7 pieces of art. We're gonna work on like the mechanics and some other things for the release, but yeah, it'll be a series of 7 pieces with varying degrees of edition size.
The 27th is what, like 3 weeks off, huh?
It's
2 and a half.
Yeah, well, it's 3 weeks minus 2 days, so 19 days.
All right. Cannot wait for details about that. When do you start ramping that up?
Probably next week.
Okay. Dude.
Yeah, we already have like a full marketing plan. Well, I mean, a little bit of a selfless plug here is we've been doing this like really great series of like and credit goes to my marketing guy. There's like like the sports shows where it's like dialogues of like athletes on athletes, and you're seeing it kind of like Shannon Sharp interviews athletes, or there's different podcasts where like you just get a different dynamic. So we have this series with every release called Artists on Chain Artists instead of Artists on Artists, where we have like an artist interview the release and go through it. And so we have one that was just released with Harvey Rayner, who's an amazing generative artist, and Corey Talk. But we did Delta Sauce interviewed Red Rum, and then we did Jake Inez interviewed Rich Caldwell. So there's like really, really cool set of series where like what we're trying to do is like pull out, we give them some prompts and some questions to feed it, but it's really about pulling out some of the details of a project from the perspective of an artist, because I just think that that's so important, right? Like we have this rare moment where we get to document like what the intent was in real time, right?
Did we rug? He might have had to mute real quick.
No, it's mute. I have a kid who really wants to go to the car wash. Nice. So I'm negotiating about when we go to the car wash. I know, real life.
Dude, you're up. I know you're in the middle of something, but you're up against the clock too with the next kid. You're trying to get a bunch in before.
Yeah, dude. So it's funny because okay, next week, buddy. We one of the things that was really intriguing to me is I won't say it because it's not public yet, but Patrick has a lot of exciting stuff coming up. So we were talking about release dates, and it's going to be something that's really, so it feels like it's a little bit compacted between Echoes and Patrick's, but it's also because I have the baby coming. We're actually on Friday. We're 2 weeks out from the due date, so it's like it's imminent. But yeah, we wanted to get something out, and I'll probably go dark from a release perspective for a month or two. Not because I don't want to be releasing art, but I'm actually trying to build something for 2026 that's like really, really big. And so I'm taking this time to like really set the foundations for like an eventful 2026. So we'll see.
Damn, dude, you're cooking. I love it.
Trying.
Let me throw the website up on the screen and remind people if you want to collect Echoes, right over on 8nap.art. And then again, I think prints, if people want to print, do they do that via the site or is that via direct?
No, they'll have to, it's a lot of personal touch in the sense that like, obviously there's like sensitive data, like delivery addresses and things of that nature. So if you are interested, DM me. We can talk about the costs and anything along the lines of that. So
Awesome.
Definitely open to, if you found that print, you found that piece that you absolutely adore. And, it's been cool to like see the timeline where people have found their like forever piece. And that's exciting, man. It's exciting. And if you find that forever piece and you want to hang it on your wall, Corey, there's only going to be 20 what I call artist proofs where he prints and signs them. For those who aren't familiar with Corey, dude's an absolute genius. Low key, he posted about like his 3D printing. He's a tech exec at a big company. Just a phenomenal guy who's super cerebral. So he 3D printed his own plotting machine to do epiphanies, which is like oil painting by machine based on a generative algorithm. Like the dude's just like next level. So he's got this like really dope printing machine that he made himself, and it can just do these like phenomenally big prints, and that's kind of what you get is a personally printed and signed piece.
That's cool, dude. I always forget. Well, I don't forget. I just assume everybody like in this space, like creating this space, like full time this space, and I just never consider that they have lives and jobs.
The more I get to know artists and builders in this space, the more I'm convinced that this thing exists long term, because it is just a cut above some of the most. I have gotten to know artists on a deeper level, and it is just so invigorating to hear the passion, the execution, and just like the sheer admiration for different artists in different realms, right? Like even talking to Corey, he was like we talked about William Upon, and he's just like, yeah, the way William bends code is amazing. Like I haven't been able to do that. And it's like, yeah, but you do this. And he's like, yeah, but like I can't do that. And I'm like, yeah, but like that's William's thing, right? Like, so it's just like, it's really fun to like banter back and forth and get to know the artist. And that's a good thing, is like I don't want to sit here on my soapbox and be like, oh, I talk to artists.
We've all been there, man, with the button.
It's more about like understanding. Dude,
He's doing his thing. Let him keep doing it.
He's singing, baby.
I love it.
It's more of like a challenge to each and every one of you. You talked about like artists having an aura earlier. They do have an aura, and artists are special. I 100% agree with that. And we sit in this period where we're 1 to 2 degrees of separation from many of the artists that we like and adore. And if you find a connection with the art, I challenge each of you listening to reach out to the artist. At the very least, just drop into the DMs and say, appreciate you, appreciate what you're doing. And I guarantee you, if you want to figure out more, like some really great things can come from this. Because
That's cool.
as of today, artists are very accessible. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for like random DMs and silly inquiries, right? Like, now I'm not saying like go pester them and be annoying, but I don't know about you, but I always tell people like when you get a DM that just says, "Man, appreciate your show. Like, keep up the good work." It makes you feel good, right?
Dude, it's
Like,
the best. Yep.
it's the best. Like, it lifts me up. Like, I've loved, it's a little bit of dopamine hit for me too. And I find that collectors get the art they want, or they say great job with the curation. Like that makes me happy, right? So why not tell an artist that they're doing good work, right? Like that's my challenge to every one of the listeners out there is if you like art, you like an artist, just drop them a DM, something that says like I see you and I appreciate you. It goes a long way.
Oh, I love that. Love that. I hope everybody does that today, actually. And like, I'm curious tomorrow. Maybe we'll chat about it and see who you reached out to. But yeah, let's make that our goal today. Reach out to like an artist that you like and love and collect already, or one that you want to collect, and tell them you think their shit's awesome. Just let them know. It does move the needle for them, right? It does. It's like, I think we don't always remember people. Everybody here needs that encouragement. It just needs that little sign that they're maybe doing the right thing and that they're appreciated. Yeah, do that shit, man. Tell somebody that their work moves you is fire. Good stuff, man. There's Corey on the screen right here. 8nap, I dropped a link to the collection in the chat already. Again, if there's a piece you're really itching for, is it for real, Mike? Dude, I love that. I get like that too. I get nervous to reach out to people, and sometimes I'll just do it. I'm glad to hear I'm not alone with that, but do it. People love to hear it. They do. Where's Jay Squiggle? Hang on. There's so many fucking tabs.
Yeah, we got to get a better tab management system for you, man.
Dude, it's
I
getting
always
even
get
worse.
anxiety looking at your tabs.
No, dude, it's getting worse because I have so many open that my browser crashes. So now every single day when I get all of them set up, because I've done it to prep for the show and then I lose it. So now after I have it all set up, I go and I save all bookmarks, and now I may put it in a folder. I now have, 30 folders, and each one has like 50 plus bookmarks. It's ridiculous. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, there's Jay Squiggle there, Jared_pause on X, 8nap_art. Man, give them all a follow and support, and he's just cooking up so much cool shit. So stay on top of that there. Of course, you can follow us at CryptoSlam.io over on X. And then two things. 2 p.m. I will be live over on the Swarm Report today. And today, no guest. So it's going to be nice to catch up on the Virtuals platform, and then stories and market, like our older show. But then right back tomorrow and earlier tomorrow with a special guest, Bernie AI. So tomorrow's afternoon show, just want to remind, is not going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be at 11 a.m. Eastern time. And that's right when their token goes live. So if you want to tune in for the event, hear from the team, the builders, and see the token actually kind of cook live, tune in then. Subscribe to Crypto Slam on YouTube, guys. Jared, thank you like always for coming and joining and hanging and sharing. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, and next time we'll talk lots of art sales and less about 8nap art. I appreciate the bandwidth to talk, so I'm not trying to throw shade on it, but for anybody who's out there, I think that we have this like brilliant opportunity to be able to amass a collection of digital art that, again, on a long enough timeline, should age pretty well. So if you have any questions, you're curious about anything, any artists want some feedback, not just about 8nap art, please feel free to reach out. My DMs are open. I just love chatting art, so I'm here to support. I appreciate the space and being able to have a little bit of a voice. So I appreciate you, Hudah. You're honestly, my sentiments on you. You're a bright spot in this space, and I absolutely adore you. Thank you for everything you're doing.
You rock, man. The feeling is completely mutual, so appreciate you. Guys, we'll see you in a few hours on the Swarm Report. Peace.